Hey everybody, my name is Bill Lees with William Lees Waterproofing Consultants. Welcome back to another of our continuing series of videos that we do periodically. Been meaning to get this out for a little while. Been busy with holidays and vacations and work as well. So anyways, here we are. Wanted to bring up a item that I saw on Reddit back in May. It's still there. The post is still there on Reddit. Subreddit is HOAs. And also you can find more under construction, and there's another subreddit. It'll come to me. Anyhow, I was going through looking for SB 326 posts, and I came upon this post that had been put up by somebody from Dr. Balcony. I've talked about Dr. Balcony in the past, and we're going to talk about him again today. What I saw really concerned me, what I read really concerned me, and what it started out by saying is that um, they have a new program apparently where they are now going to train board members or a board member to use a drone. And that the drone that the board member uses is going to fly around the building. This is for smaller HOAs, and they're trying to save them money by having a board member do a drone inspection, taking photographs from what it says here, every possible angle. Um, and then they're going to send these photos back to Dr. Balcony, and Dr. Balcony's AI system apparently is going to pick out the areas of concern on the EEEs that the drone is taking photographs of. So there's a few things here that I want to talk about that are really of concern. The first being that a drone cannot get everywhere on a deck. It's not going to get in and underneath a deck. It's not going to be able to get up over every single wall. They're not that easy to fly. You've got to have some good experience to be able to fly it into close-up areas. I've used one myself, and you got to be careful with it. So that is a problem right there. The other problem is that attorneys that I've spoken with have one just came back and said Dr. Balcony is going to get sued. Uh, they just, they're very succinct. This is going to lead to a suit, I think, for Dr. Balcony. If you're a board member, and this probably sounds pretty good to you, hey, I can fly a drone around, send these pictures to Dr. Balcony, their AI system will tell us what's wrong, and they can write a report for us. Uh, that sounds great. We can save a lot of money. I don't know if you'll save a lot of money. The first question I have is, what is the risk of a board member who is not a trained professional assisting a company and doing the inspection? What is the liability exposure for that board member or the board of directors? If you're a board member and they're thinking about this, you better go call your errors and omissions carrier and say, hey, is this something that we can do? Or at least your attorney. Get their advice. The other issue that I have is that SB 326 requires an engineer or an architect. Engineer can be civil now or structural to perform the inspection. My understanding, and again, talking with several lawyers that I know, have all said the architect or engineer must be present performing the inspection. So this is another end run going around where they're avoiding sending out an engineer. Why are they avoiding sending out engineers? They need to send their engineer who needs to perform the inspection. The reason that they don't want to send an engineer is because it costs money. An engineer costs money from the time that they leave the office, travel to the HOA, perform the inspection, and travel back. And for instance, my engineer is charging me about $400 an hour to do an inspection. We calculate the number of hours that we think that it's going to take, his drive time, food, hotel, whatever we might need, and we come up with the number that it's going to take to perform an inspection in person with the engineer and myself beside him as a waterproofing consultant. So, if a bid looks absurdly cheap next to us, and I've had this happen, I questioned the board and I said, well, you need to go back to this other person before you sign a contract, at least in my opinion. You need to go and ask them these questions. And if they can't say that the engineer or architect is going to be there personally performing your inspection, you're going to be in trouble. So, this thing with Dr. Balcony trying to get around the SB 326 and how it reads is something that's really disturbing. Trying to save money, an HOA needs to save money. We agree. We want to be as competitive as we can and keep the price down. But you have to understand there are costs, and it is just something that it's going to cost you some money. Engineers have got to come out and do the inspection. Architect has to do it. They have to write a report, stamp it, sign it. There's liability. So my closing statement to you would be is to make sure that when you are looking for somebody to give you a bid for a SB 326 inspection, you want to ensure that they are going to have a licensed engineer, architect on site, that they have a waterproofing consultant or somebody on their staff that really knows waterproofing for decks. You want to make sure that they have no conflicts of interest. We have at our website at sb326deckinspectors.com a form there that you can take in Word or PDF and give it to your inspector, who will sign that saying that they have performed the inspection personally and that they have no conflicts of interest. We have two forms, actually. We have a form for you that says we have no conflicts of interest. We don't bid on any work. We don't do repairs. We don't own a manufacturing company, anything like that. And then we have a form that says the engineer has personally performed the inspection. We give you that as a matter of course. Our engineer signs and stamps his own letterhead. Your report from us comes on my engineer's letterhead with our waterproofing report on our letterhead appended to his, stamped and sealed, as 326 requires. So we just want to make sure that you guys are protected out there. There's a lot of nonsense going on in the industry. Dr. Balcony is just one of several out there that we feel is pushing the boundaries of 326 and not following the rules, and we want to make sure our associations are protected. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always call me direct. My number is 805-801-2380, and thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon.